about setting up a meeting with the Russian lawyer until his son released them on Tuesday. The president was not aware and did not attend this meeting and was only made aware of the email, then this chain of emails, which he only saw as it was released. He was made aware of it just in the last, really, very, very recently by his lawyers. Jay Sekulow, one of the idiot's now 15 lawyers, said on NBC's Today Show Wednesday. Yeah, right. And I have a 4-bedroom oceanfront beach house in Arizona for sale too. On Friday, a sinkhole that started out the size of a small swimming pool and continued to grow in Florida swallowed a boat, destroyed 2 homes, and prompted officials to evacuate residents from about a dozen homes on Friday. It quickly engulfed 1 home and a boat and then consumed about 80% of another home, said Kevin Guthrie, Pasco County's Assistant County Administrator for Public Safety. The sinkhole stretched up to 250 feet wide and 50 feet deep and threatened to damage a 3rd home, Guthrie said. Authorities said no one was home when crews responded to a call about a depression under a boat in the backyard of a house in Lake Padgett Estates in Land O'Lakes, Florida. Within minutes, he said, the hole opened up and the boat fell in. Wow. Right. Residents in northern Illinois are bracing for more flooding as the Des Plaines River is expected to crest today. Torrential rains earlier this week brought massive flooding and damage to Illinois, prompting Governor Bruce Rauner on Friday to issue a disaster proclamation for Lake, McHenry, and Kane counties, pledging the support of the state government to people whose properties were damaged or destroyed. Storms dumped more than 7 inches of rain in the area on Tuesday and Wednesday. In Lake County alone, which includes Chicago's affluent suburb of Highland Park, 2,100 structures were submerged and 5,800 structures could ultimately be flooded. Our prayers go out to you all. Visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com, and be sure to go and like our Facebook page, The Family Meeting. You can also follow us on Twitter at TFM Radio Show and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Family Meeting Radio Show, where you can see us live streaming this broadcast right now. This has been your TFM Radio Show news highlights for Sunday, July 16th. And now, get ready. It's family meeting time with your host, Eric Grant.
The most beautifulest thing in this world, just like that. I get it, yeah. The most beautifulest thing in this world, just like that. I get it, yeah.
Independent Progressive Talk Station, 820 AM WCPT Willow Springs and 92.5 WCPT FM DeKalb, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
Do you have a pain that won't cease? A health issue that's not getting better? It may be time you visited Health on Earth Wellness Centers. With over 20 years experience, 4 Chicagoland locations, and patients that range from 2 months old to 93, Health on Earth Wellness Centers are fully prepared to meet all your chiropractic needs. We have state-of-the-art facilities in Crestwood, Tinley Park, the South Loop, and Naperville. Don't let being healthy be your last resort. Make it your first choice. Make an appointment today at healthonearth.org. That's healthonearth.org.
Polaris is introducing a new way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan. Empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WCPT, NewsWeb Radio Company, or its affiliates.
Hello, this is Jade Phillips, and I'm a management consultant in Chicago. I listen to the family meeting.
This is Pam Jackson, business consultant in Chicago. I listen to the family meeting.
Yes, indeed, and welcome to the broadcast. I'm your host, Eric Grant. In the space shuttle cockpit, controlling everything is our girl. I got a little Howard Cosell thing going on today. In the space shuttle cockpit, controlling everything is my girl, your girl, everybody's girl. Oh my God, ladies. See, am I good or what? I should go to California.
Yeah, you need to take that shot.
Right. That's right, man. Visit our webpage at tfmradioshow.com, enter your email address, and join the family. You can become a cousin that way. You'll find our archived broadcasts and our often requested music playlist. I added a whole bunch more today. You want to check it out, tfmradioshow.com. We're all over social media. Find us on the family meeting at the Facebook on the Family Meeting Radio, on Twitter at TFM Radio Show. Y'all got Twitter handles? You got Twitter handles?
Yes, I am at Ruby T.
Ruby T. Mm-hmm. Okay, she's trying to get you hooked up over here.
At Ruby T on Twitter.
I thought it was going to be at Miss Thang or something.
No, Ruby, because I am a ruby.
A gem.
I'm a gem. Living in a diamond world. And T-E-A.
You need to ask about all this. Did I ask about
yes,
all this?
that's what you did. You did kind of ask. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And T, because I'm spilling all the tea on Twitter. Ruby T.
Ruby T.
Well, now we know. We're on Google Plus and live streaming right now on YouTube. The family meeting is sponsored by Polaris and Save and Plan. Get empowering advice. Visit saveandplan.com and learn more. Today's conversation is not complete without you. We'd love to hear from you. And you need to talk to us today. It's going to be on today. The number is 773-763-9278. He's here, y'all. He's here. It's the black Asian dude, Richard Chu. You ever see the black guy with the last name Chu?
Right here.
Yeah, right.
Everybody look to this direction and you'll see.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Right.
Hi, Richard.
Trust a baby.
How are you today?
Just wonderful.
Good.
Stop it, all that nastiness in there. Stop it, all that.
We was just saying hi.
I know, but y'all did it with a little bass in your voice. It was something about the way y'all did it.
I had bass and she had a little soprano.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
It was something.
I know my octave, so that worked.
Go ahead on with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to start something.
So we got company, y'all. We got a whole bunch of company.
Got company in the house. Act right. We got company in the house.
Oh my goodness.
You ain't got to act right. Just act like you got some damn sense.
Well, that's acting right.
Okay.
Our guest today, you heard him last week. He's here today again because he was in Chicago with Reverend Jackson at the Operation Push convention. That's Greg Palast. He's an investigative reporter. You know who this dude is. Everybody knows who Greg is.
Greg is this Big Greg.
Right?
Big Greg, y'all.
And he got the lid on for us today.
Yes, he does.
They are already, because we're streaming live right now on YouTube, they are already commenting on that hat. Monique says, I see that fedora, Mr. Palast. They are already commenting.
That's right. Yeah, so Greg's thing, and we talked about it last week, and we had so many people respond to us who had questions. We didn't let a lot of calls in because we wanted to let you get it in last week. But it's about the cross-check and the way the Republicans have stolen the election using cross-check and eliminating people from the ballots. I got a lot. I get this week in particular, the last 2 weeks, I get a good deal. I get my fair share of hate mail, as I'm sure you do. Now, Greg gets death threats.
Death threats.
I was going to make a coffee table book out of my death threats. I'm not kidding. I thought they'd be kind of cool. Some of them are very, very inventive, involving physical activities that I don't think are humanly possible. And some involving my mother, which is really weird.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow. Talked about your mother?
My mom. She's 95, actually.
Don't do that.
We need to have Jamal and Jesus be hanging and make sure Greg is protected, right?
You.
Right.
You know?
Look at you
I need some knuckle draggers in here, right?
I know, but see, I don't feel bad. You got death threats. I get hate mail. I thought, okay, wow. And I kind of wear it as a badge of honor.
You got some hate mail this week?
I get hate mail every week.
Wow. Why?
Because that's what people do. But they're right. That's what they do, right, Greg? They just
I mean, it's offset by the kind of love mail, so that's cool too.
Well, I guess you must be doing something right then if you're getting hate mail.
I get
touch your nerve.
Well, hold on a second, man. I don't get any love mail. You get love mail?
I get marriage proposals.
What?
All the time. I kid you not. I kid you not. I'm sifting through them. I'm only through the M's right now, so just wait. The resumes.
I had people sending letters to advertisers, our advertisers,
to tell them to stop advertising.
Are you sure you want to be affiliated with that guy? You get that too, I guess.
Serious?
Right? I don't have advertisers. they fled long ago.
Run. We can't go there. But, I got to say, though, and I think that, Greg, you are indicative of what I've been preaching probably the last 3 months. During the campaign, there was a lot of talk about a Second Amendment solution. Remember that?
Yep.
Second Amendment solution. And I kept saying, you know what? The answer is a First Amendment solution.
Absolutely.
Right? And finally, we got journalists like Greg going to work and exposing these matters. The problem is that you get marginalized too often. Right? I mean, so the thing that you talk about, Greg, all the time is so, and I use the term fantastic as the first term that comes to my mind. It's such a fantastic story that people are like, it couldn't possibly happen. That couldn't possibly go on. Right?
Yep.
Is that what you get?
Yeah. Let me give people the story that missed last week and don't have an excuse written by their doctor. Okay. Here's what happened. I did an investigation. This is Greg Palast. I did an investigation for Rolling Stone magazine into a guy named Chris Kobach of Kansas. You write that down, or just remember KKK. He is the vote thief in chief for the president of the United States, as Putin calls him, Agent Orange. And
is that what Putin calls him, bro?
Yeah, Agent Orange. And so Chris Kobach of Kansas is head of Trump's new Voter Integrity Commission, which is like, so he's investigating voter fraud. Now, Chris Kobach, that would be like putting Al Capone in charge of investigating the mob. He's the guy.
My son in charge of the cookies.
So he's the Secretary of State of Kansas and running a system in 28 states called Interstate Crosscheck. And what this is if you remember, Donald Trump said the election's rigged. He knows because his buddies are rigging it because people are voting twice. A lot of people miss that he claimed, Donald Trump, that 3 million people voted twice in 2 different states. And they know that because, believe it or not, they found a guy named James Brown in Illinois. They found a guy named James Brown in Detroit. And obviously that's the same voter.
There's only one James Brown.
Only one.
Right. Well, James Brown's kind of an unusual name for Republicans. And so they had James Brown, and I kid you not, 587 James Browns. Now, how do I know this? Because I'm the only journalist, and this is weird. When Donald Trump said 3 million people were voting twice, I was the only person that said, give me the list of names. Let's go after them. Let's bust these ne'er-do-well double voting fiends.
Did you get that list?
And they first said, no. Went to all these Republican secretaries of state, 28 states, and said, listen, give me a list of these bad guys. So they actually have these lists. They have them. They have the list of 3 million double voters. Give them to me. Say, oh no, it's a criminal investigation. Voting twice is a crime. So of course, if for those watching on YouTube, I have a fedora, which proves that I am an investigative reporter. And our team, we have a heck of a team. Lenny Badpenny, we got the whole team here. In fact, some of the team here today. And
we got Nicole and Terry in the studio.
Nicole and Terry in the house. And so our team took about 5 months, but we got their secret lists. And really, for example, in Georgia, there are 587 guys named James Brown that they said voted twice. And in another state, in Georgia and some other states. So like in Detroit, James Thomas Brown voted, and so did James Edward Brown. They said it's the same guy. Different James Brown Jr., James Brown Sr. In fact, they had a bunch of guys named Mohammed, which, by the way, is the most common name in the world. None of the middle names matched. We found, so what they had is not 3 million double voters. They had 7 million names. That's so it's 3.5 million double voters, supposedly. 2 million of the middle names didn't match. Hundreds of thousands of juniors and seniors matched. None of they're collecting. There's all this complaint that they're collecting Social Security numbers, so they have them, but they didn't bother to match them. Not only didn't they bother to match them, I found their secret instructions saying if the Social Security numbers don't match, you can ignore that in accusing double voters. Now, why does it matter? People think it's all about Trump's ego. It's not about his ego. It's about stealing the election. Here's what they do. They're accusing 3 million people of voting twice. Then they start removing these people from the voter rolls because they've committed this crime. Now, which is odd. You know, you rob a bank, they don't close your bank account. You know, they put you in cuffs, right? So they're not arresting people for double voting, which is odd. They're taking away their vote. And not all, they send you a postcard. If you don't answer the postcard, that's it. Now, the question is, who's double voting now?
Are these people are they accused of double, are they made aware of the fact that their name?
No. You got a postcard asking you to verify your address, which is really weird.
Is this post-election or post-registration?
Right, because I'm trying to figure out when this
they've been doing it every year since 2013.
How did this KKK guy get in charge of this?
Oh, he did it himself. He went to this meeting of these secretaries of state, these little Catherine Harrises, and the Republican, and told all the states, I'll clean up your voter rolls for you. You send me your voter rolls, and I'll look for the double voters for you and send the names back to you.
So who was doing his job in Kansas? I thought he was Secretary of State.
That was a big issue. He actually stole his own election. He lost because the people of Kansas were saying, how come this guy's running around the country spending our money looking at other people's voter rolls? No, he if you look at his vote, there's no question he shoplifted his own office. He can't remember the Secretary of State counts the votes, right? And he runs for Secretary of State, counts his own votes, said, I won. I mean,
what do you know?
What do you know? Hey, what a surprise.
Wow.
And so this guy, Chris Kobach of Kansas, then he teams up with Donald Trump before the 2016 election and starts removing voters from the voter rolls. Now here, if it's random, it doesn't matter. But let me give you the main names they're removing. Muhammad, James Brown, Jose Garcia, David Kim. Are you getting the picture?
Yeah.
Right?
You said that last week.
Those are all white guys, right?
Yeah. So what's happened is, so we had a bunch of experts go through it, and I did mention this last week that Rolling Stone and Al Jazeera, terrorist TV, that I worked with, and I worked with BBC, by the way. We hired experts, got the people who do the eBay send outs and work with the list and stuff. And they said, we're just data guys, but looks like someone was trying to remove every voter of color from the voter rolls. In fact, in those states, which includes Illinois, North Carolina, Ohio, Michigan, Arizona, and more, 1 in 9 African Americans is on the list. 1 in 7 Asian Americans, 1 in 6 Hispanics are on this cross-check hit list because they have names like Rodriguez and Brown and Washington. And
so you show up to vote, and they say, no, not today, not you. Or they let you vote, they just don't count it.
Oh, here's what they have a choice of tricks, so it depends on whether you give them trouble or not. First, they say you can't vote, and you don't know why. And the little old lady behind the desk doesn't know why, because they don't tell her. They don't make any markings on the voter rolls. They're trying to get those lists blast out exactly. They mix it up with any other reason you might not be allowed to vote. And then if you scream and holler and pound and say, "What do you mean? I've been voting here for 20 years," they say, well, fill out this provisional ballot, which is I call it it's like a back of the bus ballot. It's given to voters of dark skin. In 2012, 2.7 million ballots were given out. 1 million were never counted. Your chance of getting a back of the bus ballot is 90% higher if you're black than if you're white. And there's worse coming. Wait till after the break.
13%.
So I want to know
of the people
he didn't even use a calculator.
13% of the people who are in those 3 groups that he defined are being pulled off the voter roll. So just take 13% and then do the math on how many voters.
Sunday, man, I don't know math.
So they're just literally hijacking
13%. That's a big
number. So 1.1 million actually.
What I want to know is who of the victims, I'm talking about the elected victims, Democrats specifically, are standing up on your behalf, 1. And 2, what do we do about it?
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's a thing now. It's a thing.
It is a thing.
It's a thing for us.
It is there.
Right.
It is there.
Right. Okay. The number is 77. I know you're itching to call. Paul's call.
Yeah. I see.
773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Oh, talk to me. I talk fast. Let's talk money. I talk that. What juice bombs, Oakley shades. Shorty got class, OBA. Let's get going, walk it out. Just like that, that's what I'm talking about. We gon' have fun, you gon' see. On that Patron, you should get like me. I'ma buy you a drink.
Hi, this is Dave Sandberg, chef owner of Polo Cafe. That's polocafe.com. Keep listening to the family meeting every Sunday.
We in the bed line.
It's time to start feeling better about your health care. A WellCare Medicare Advantage plan may reduce your health care costs. You may be eligible for benefits you don't even know about. If you're new to Medicare, have both Medicare and Medicaid, or have limited income, now may be the right time for a WellCare health care plan. Don't wait any longer. Get the coverage you deserve and call 1-877-MY-WellCare to start having more benefits and more money in your pocket. With WellCare, you'll feel better about more than just your health care. Let us help you understand your options. Call now to set up an appointment with your neighborhood agent or to find out about a WellCare event in your area. Call 1-877-MY-WellCare today or log on to wellcarenow.com and you'll feel better in no time. Some plans are available to those who have medical assistance from both the state and Medicare. Please contact WellCare for details.
I'm Dorothea Board of the Democratic Women of the South Suburbs. Democratic Women of the South Suburbs, with help from Indivisible South Suburban Chicago, is hosting a gubernatorial forum with all 8 Democratic candidates for governor. It will be on Saturday, July the 22nd, 10 a.m. at Prairie State College, 202 South Halsted, Chicago Heights. We're bringing the candidates south. You can contact Democratic Women of the South Suburbs at IllinoisDemocraticWomen@gmail.com and like us on our Facebook page. We want you, the voters of the South Suburbs, to come to this event and get to ask your questions of the candidates. All 8 of them will be there. All 8 of them will be answering your questions. This is an opportunity for you to come and get yourself educated and to ask your questions in the South Suburbs. Contact Democratic Women of the South Suburbs, ILDWSS@gmail.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. All benefits are subject to policy definitions, limitations, and exclusions. For details, visit qualityooflifeinsurance.com.
Whether you're repairing a lamp or preparing for your future, you need the right tools. Quality of Life Insurance is there for your family if you die, but it can also provide benefits if you're disabled or if you suffer a serious illness or injury. Talk to your local agent to shed a little light on life insurance you don't have to die to use.
To find out more, contact the Polaris Insurance Agency. Visit polarisadvice.com or call 312-951-2606 to learn about how we can help you make a plan for your future. That's 312-951-2606.
The name of my business is Mrs. Indecent Exposure. We are an intimate aromatherapy, massage, bath, and body shop. We have the best aromatherapy, bath, and skincare products available. You can find us in Chicago and on the World Wide Web. We're located at 6916 West North Avenue in Chicago, 3 blocks east of Harlem Avenue, 773-417-3223. Mrs. Indecent Exposure, MRSNDEXPO.com.
Somebody play on the guitar strings, makes me think of my favorite song. Reminds me when I heard Aretha sing, Gladys, Tina, and Chaka Khan. We can't go back to yesterday. Can we just put the thongs away and fall back to love and music? Nothing but the music. Oh, everybody knows and Marvin's mouth.
Hi, this is Jeff Lee, Eric's boy from HU. Welcome back to the family meeting.
Yeah, you know what? I played that song because my buddies out at the dog park, Rovers Run in Homewood. I told my girl Joan I'd play that song. I told her Leela James is my girl.
I was going to say, what you know about Leela?
What you know about
Leela? I am, man.
She got that old.
Leela then got me through many trying time.
That's a little bit of TMI there. You know that. Well, thank you for that.
I like Leela.
Hey, by the way, you can catch it. So where can they find the movie, Greg?
Okay, the movie, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, which is starring Greg Palast. That's the
Who's that guy?
I don't know. It's me for the moment. And Richard Belzer, Ice-T, Shailene Woodley. Well, we have Willie Nelson playing a stoner musician.
Imagine that.
I don't know. I did that. Santa Claus is in there. It's actually Ed Asner in a Santa suit. Bobby Kennedy in a Bobby Kennedy suit. And Rosario Dawson playing a fake double voter. She's trying to put me on. And
so can they go to the website?
They can go to the usual suspects like Amazon to download The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, or you can go to gregpalast.com and make a request there. You can make a donation there to our not-for-profit foundation, but even more important, you can get a hold of the film, and we are now releasing very soon. And by the way, there's a book, Until Patriot Act 3. We can read The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, the sequel to the big bestseller that was #1 in Chicago.
Even if you don't think you like the theatrical part of the movie, you should get the movie to support Greg.
What do you mean, like?
Wait a minute.
I'm saying you should just give Greg.
I just played the new version of the film at Operation Rainbow Push. And everyone was cracking up at the beginning. Everyone laughs and laughs, and at the end they cry. If you don't laugh at the beginning of the film, you don't cry at the end, I'm paying for your therapy. It's great film. And you know, hey, listen, I'm an investigative reporter, and when I get stuck, I pass out at a bar. So it's nonfiction. This is really true. I pass out at a bar while I'm watching Law and Order. Richard Belzer and Ice-T, Detective Munch and Tutuola. They jump out of the TV screen. This really happened.
Right.
But it's filmed. It's in the film. And so it must have happened because there's film of it. They jump out of the TV and they help me on my next step on the investigation of going after this Chris Kobach of Kansas. Remember, Mr. KKK of Crosscheck, the Trump's vote thief in chief. This film was originally actually released before the election about how Donald Trump will steal the election with this guy's help, with this creep's help.
You had a crystal ball.
And, well, don't talk about my stuff. It was but this time, so we're updating it and now be called The Best Democracy Money Can Buy. This time, pay attention.
Is it going to be in theaters?
It has been in theaters, but we're doing. If you have an activist group in Operation Rainbow Push and Democracy for America, Howard Dean Group will be having showings in 100 cities. So go to gregpalast.com for more influence.
Palast,
more information.
P-A-L-A-S-T.
Because I would like to know how there's people that may not have been able to make it to Rainbow Push this weekend that will need to see this.
Look,
there's people who are listening here that will need
to buy this.
To see this.
They need to buy it, but I'm happy if people if you go to gregpalast.com, that's GregPalast, gregpalast.com. Contact Greg, say I need a film to show to my church, my massage circle, my Wiccan seance, anything. And I'll send you a special edition of the film.
Okay.
But also, you can just go to Amazon for a couple bucks, download the Beast, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy.
Here's the point I'm making, though. We have to make sure that we fiscally support this effort.
Well, if you want to fiscally support that, because I want you then to get the tax donation better for the Palast Fund, which is tax deductible, not for profit, than the Drone Ranger. So just go to gregpalast.com and it'll say support our investigations, because we're continuing this work. Because Chris Kobach, who is our target.
You have to continue this. You can't stop now.
This is your chance.
But I can't.
This is your chance for all the people who are raising hell during the election about all the time that Donald Trump got on television. This is your chance to support the First Amendment solution that's going to fix the problem. And Greg's that guy. You got to support Greg.
After Greg was on last week, I called Tressa from the airport in Birmingham, and we had this conversation. I'll be real quick. I said, Russia is going to do what it's going to do.
Yes,
it's got a lot of legs that are going to need to be attached to make that work. And a lot of Republicans in the House, the Senate, and of course, some of the governor's mansions that are going to fight off the Russian investigation. Because whether they were complicit knowingly or they buried their head, they're going to fight that off.
And they're going to find it.
So we can't let the Russian investigation or Russian peace be the thing that redirects what's happened. We have to let voting and the point that Greg has brought up and the investigation of Kobach and Crosscheck.
That's the answer.
That's the answer.
Because you can't count on the Democrats to do anything.
No. And voting is
reckless ass.
And voting is what is going to be our weapon in this next election.
But you have to protect your vote. One thing, by the way, one way to beat Crosscheck, they removed 1.1 million people from the voter rolls. Re-register. They don't take you off twice for some reason. And so what you should do is...
There's the answer.
That's the message.
Go
and re-register.
But here's the thing. Don't wait till you show up and they say your name's not on the voter rolls. Because just because you've been on the voter rolls for 20 years, don't matter. You got to go like 60 days before when you can still re-register and see if you're still there. I can tell you, I was knocked off the voter rolls in California. I was examining. I was trying to figure out how to check their registration, and I typed in my name. It says, no such person. And that might be correct, but I'm still a legal voter. And so I re-registered on the spot in the machine. Every state you can do that electronically. Re-register. And you know what? If you get my book, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, at the back, there's 7 ways to beat the ballot bandits, including just keep re-registering and re-registering. I call it, and think of it as a way to protect your votes, the ballot condom. And you protect your vote and your loved ones' votes. And that's at the back of The Best Democracy Money Can Buy. Or just go to the website,
GregPalast.com. So she had a couple of questions. How's the Facebook thing looking?
The Facebook thing is looking rather juicy. We've got a lovely comment from Janice K. Prentice. She says the movie is excellent. Thank you, Greg Palast.
You're welcome.
And we have...
Nicole, you work for me. You should at least pronounce my name correctly.
Introduce yourself, Nicole. Introduce yourself.
She's from down south, apparently.
I normally spend my time on the internet, so I kind of talk funny. So, yeah. It does.
Come on, admit it. She's an alien. It's not from here. Trump has warned us.
Yeah, I'm one of these aliens that's invading the country. We have a good question from Terry Moore, too. She wants to know, Greg, what would be the first step to undo the money power that controls our government?
That's an involved question.
Whoa, well,
that's involved.
Yeah, but you know what? It's real simple. If you want to stop billionaire influence, stop billionaires. I mean, but not the Second Amendment solution. What we have to do is we have to stop making it profitable to harm people, and that's where most billions are bought that way. In fact, in the film "The Best Democracy Money Can Buy," it does go back. I hunt down several billionaires who are behind Trump. This is very important. People don't get it. Donald Trump is not a billionaire. He just plays one on TV. So he has to turn to real billionaires to bring him his money. In the film, we go after a guy who's known as the Vulture. I think even his mother calls him the Vulture. Paul Singer is his name. He was in the White House. He was there in a secret meeting. But of course, Trump, he can't do secret nothing. He runs out to the press and he says, Paul Singer, the Vulture, was in my office. And not one American
caught it.
Journalist said, what is the Vulture doing in the Oval Office? I mean, my God, these guys have very specific requests. In fact, the reason you have the Trump care, does Ryan care? Well, it's not. It's really Trump don't care. Right. And the reason that came about is because Paul the Vulture Singer told him that's what he's got to back. And why does Paul the Vulture Singer care about taking away your health insurance? What's the big deal to him? The big deal is 3.8%. He's one of the people that's paying literally billions of dollars out of his pocket. He's a multi-billionaire.
Into the Obamacare.
Right. So what happens, they had a special tax. Obama, the best thing he ever did, he never talked about, which was to charge speculators a 3.8% tax on what's called unearned income.
Yep.
And That was $157 billion in taxes on these super rich guys. So super rich guys told Trump, listen, we didn't give you the money to keep taxing us. So yeah, it might be that 20 million people lose their health insurance, but at least we won't have to pay that tax anymore. But that's what these billionaires are doing. Now you said, how do we get rid of them? How do we shut the door on them? They have the billions. We have the ballots. So you figured out, and
that's why they're trying to take it away from us.
They're the 1%. And we're the 99%. The math is with us, but that means you have to vote. You have to register. Then when they take your registration away, you re-register.
That's where I'm disappointed with the Dems, because they're not behind. I don't see any of them raising hell about what you've raised. They're too busy raising hell about Russia.
On YouTube, that is like the number one question that's being asked. Why aren't the Democrats focusing on this now?
Can I respond to that as an observational? I qualified it by saying as an observational answer.
Okay.
Well, let me give them first.
Go.
They're stupid. Okay, your turn.
Stupid. Yes. Stupid enough. I'm gonna hang right with it. They're stupid enough to be multi-distracted. So the shiny object conversation. There's so many shiny objects that are being thrown right out there that there's no one that says that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. This matters. And as a result, the Democrats are not doing anything, but what they're doing, Eric, we talked about this and saying it's what historically the majority culture has done in America. It's when it comes to African Americans and Black folks, it's to get us distracted and segmented, fragmented from each other to the point where we don't get a damn thing done.
There's been studies done on that.
And that's what the Republican 1% has elevated that strategy to the Democratic Party.
Who have you spoken to, Greg, that responded positively to you?
Well, actually, yes. It was just yesterday that the Reverend Jesse Jackson cornered a senator in the basement of Push and was clearly not going to let him get to the airport unless he agreed that he agreed to take on Crosscheck. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, it's Bernie Sanders, but Bernie Sanders is still officially not a Democrat. He's changed his registration, but he's elected as an independent. Right. And so we do have that, but at least we have one member of the white congressional caucus backing legislation which will end this racist cross-check scam, and that's just one of Kobach's racist scams. And so we have Kobach. Now I should say, and I'm going to announce it, even though it was a private agreement, Liz Warren, the day before, we grabbed her for a minute, but she was all hooked away. And so we are going to be having a meeting with Senator Elizabeth Warren, who would like to obviously be President Elizabeth Warren, and require some public statements on behalf of Black folk who are voters. Because here's the problem. You have to whisper because the Democrats come. Because what's happening is okay. But, I don't know. I don't have all the reasons why the Democrats don't stand up. Of course, like jellyfish, it's the same reason they don't have spines. But beyond that, they don't want to be seen as the Black Party.
Is that how they influence the media?
I'm gonna choke somebody.
This gets back to
what about influencing the media? How does all of this tie into that? And not only that, how many have there been any lawsuits that have been filed due to this?
Well, Barbara Arnwine, the top elections lawyer in America, says she's gearing up to file the suits. We need some help, and I'll tell you where we need the help after this.
So I don't understand why people have to be cajoled. Why does Reverend Jackson, who's 75 years old,
got a corner somebody?
And
it's physical too.
But isn't
he's a big guy?
He's in a major personal space.
But isn't him due to his running for president in 1984? Wasn't he the one who inspired the biggest?
We were talking about that in the car on the way here.
Why does he have to be grabbed and talked about this?
But that tells me we've got the wrong people.
Exactly.
In some cases, we do. In certain offices, we definitely do.
As I catch hell for beating up on Democrats,
yes,
people automatically assume.
I'm with you now. You have every right to be.
People automatically assume you're a part of the other gang.
You're not.
Right? No. But I think that to beat up on Democrats is to ask more of them.
Beating them well, it's not beating up with no direction. It's beating up with whipping them into shape might be another way of looking at it. Threatening them into shape. Yeah. Right. Y'all better do right or we're going to come get you.
Or you're going to get choked.
We're going to get choked.
November 6th, 2018.
Hitting the throat. Hitting the throat is Billy Michael saying deep down to the
white knee. Right. The number 7, I got calls holding. I'm going to get to the phones when we get back. The number 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
There's nothing left to do but pray. I think it's time to find a new religion. Oh, it's so insane to see this as another strain. There's something in this future that we have to be told.
This is Jason Brown, General Counsel of Dyson and Howard University alum. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Hey Chicago, this is Richard Chu with First Capital Insurance Group. Have you been looking for a way to better grow your safe money to make sure that your hard-earned income is protected from the inconsistency of the volatile markets? Have you often wondered how so many wealthy people protect themselves from loss when the stock market goes down, like it did during our most recent recession? Well, we have answers to those questions. We have solutions that allow you to win the market and inflation battle, reduce taxes on your hard-earned money, give you better than market performance by protecting your money during a down market, which allows you to leave a legacy for your family and loved ones, and most importantly, provide you with an income during your retirement years that can't be outlived, unlike your old 401k, IRA, pension, or mutual funds. So, if you want to revisit your old way of saving for the future and truly protect your safe money, give us a call at 312-243-4562 or go to our website, www.firstcig.com. That's www.stcig.com and click on the retirement planning button. We want to help you protect your future starting today.
The name of my business is Dream Creations Gift Boutique. We create beautiful balloon arrangements, balloon decor for celebrations, gift baskets, and basically anything that's giftable. We are located at 8613 South Cottage Grove in Chicago's Chatham neighborhood. Our website is www.dreamcreationsgiftsandballoons.com. Our phone number is 773-72-DREAM or 773-723-7326. People should go to our store because I am the balloon queen. Everybody deserves the best, and we provide it at Dream Creations Gift Boutique. My name is Shondell Brown, and I am the balloon queen.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris is introducing a new way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Are you looking for the best residential and commercial laundry service in the Chicagoland area? Then you want PleaseDoMyLaundry.com. That's PleaseDoMyLaundry.com.
Give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare. There's a double Dutch bus coming down the street, moving dirty, that's so kind of shuffle low beach. Get on the bus, pay your fare, then tell the driver that you're going to the double Dutch affair.
This is Paul Mark Wallace, President of InSync Consulting Services. Our website is www.insynccs.com. Welcome back to the family meeting.
So I think I've added another question to my list of questions. I got standing questions.
Okay.
I do.
And I'm sitting down for them.
We'll get ready. Well, here's the new one. What the hell is a double Dutch bus?
A bunch of people doing a double Dutch, getting on the bus, going downtown.
Going downtown.
So Rich just be making stuff up as he go.
Got to think quick.
Yeah. The other question is, and Greg hasn't heard the question yet. Should I ask Greg the question?
Yes, ask Greg the question because I think he might be able to answer it. Being of Caucasian descent, he might have some insight.
It's a Caucasian persuasion.
Yeah,
right?
he might have a little insight.
Why does that man in the White House wrap his hair around his head like that?
Well, it's not actually hair.
I said that.
Right.
See, I knew he had some insight.
Now remember, on his planet, actually, that's quite normal. It's the only way they communicate. Right. It's the only way they communicate.
Is there
right? You rub his hair, and that red tie gets longer. Have you noticed that?
I don't want to touch it. I'm afraid someone's going to jump out and bite me.
I think that's why Jimmy Fallon's ratings have gone down because since he rubbed Trump's head and all that stuff last year, Jimmy looking kind of freaky these days. You see that mustache he's got? His hair was all jacked up last week. I thought, I said to my wife, "What's wrong with Jimmy Fallon? Something ain't right with that boy."
Yeah.
He touched that hair, Eric. Yeah. As Greg says, it ain't real hair.
That's a land animal of some kind. Okay, so let's hit the phones here if we can. Let's get first Dave in Sacramento. Dave, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Dave, man, how you?
Hey.
Meet Greg.
Hey, good. Hey, how you doing? Okay, so here's the thing. All right, we need to talk about healthcare. And the thing about it is that we got 20 million people on the line right now that are getting ready to die because these idiots, I'm going to say right now, the universal healthcare in California failed because of this idiot basically was worried about that it was going to cost too much money. You stupid idiot. It's my money. I'm the taxpayer. It's not coming out of your pocket. I'm the one that's paying out of my pocket. I get to choose where this money needs to go as far as universal health care. You don't make the choice whether it's too expensive or not. As far as I'm concerned, all the Republicans in 2018, I don't give a damn how much money you have. I don't care how much commercials you put out there. And I don't really care how many signs you put out there. All your assets are gone. You're out of there. In 2018, bring it on. As far as I'm concerned, I got one more point that I want to make. I want everybody out there. Do not go to the polls. Do not go to the polls. I want you to go ahead and register for your vote. Make sure you mail it in. So that way the polls don't get scammed by these idiots. I want you to mail your ballot in so that way it's protected. Because some of these ballots right now, they're a bunch of scams. And right now they're going to try to do everything they can to screw up the polls.
Dave, can I give you some bad news?
Let me see what Greg has to say. Go ahead,
Dave. Let me give you some bad news if you're in the mood to go postal. Okay, you think these guys are going to steal your vote if you go and touch their machines, right? You fondle their machines, you don't know what happened to your vote, right? You push and pray, right? But you think you mail those people your ballot and they're going to count it officially. The MIT says that there's about 5 million absentee ballots that never get counted. Okay, and my own estimate is about 1.6 million absentee ballots don't get counted, and a lot of those are because you added a middle initial on your return address and you didn't register with a middle initial,
or you're in the military, you're overseas.
You used a red pen instead of a blue pen, and in the case of if you see my film, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, you'll see this old lady who lost her vote because she wrote in a candidate's name. The mayor of San Diego, the Democrats won that race with a write-in candidate, but then they disqualified 5 votes because people wrote in the candidate's name but forgot to fill in the bubble next to the name. And because they didn't fill in the bubble, the Democrat lost. Those are all mail-in ballots. By the way, that fool is my mother. Sorry, Mom. And then my sister did the same, and she's a lawyer. And
they just wrote the name and didn't fill in the bubble.
You didn't fill in the bubble because
the machine counts the dark spots. The bubble.
And so what's happening is that we have even mailing in your ballot is not pure safety. I actually recommend that you go in person, vote early. early voting, because then you can find out, especially if there's a problem with your registration, and you know, if you have a state with scan ballots like California. I don't know what you use here.
We have scan ballots here too.
Yeah, so that's at least some safety, but it's not clear. It's nothing safe.
But you said something earlier though that intrigued me, and I think is the root of the answer, which is to register and then re-register because they don't check the second time.
Is early voting affected by cross-check at all?
Absolutely, and then so you can find out if your name is missing from the voter roll.
So if you go early, you can find out.
Hey, wait a minute, I've been voting for 20 years, and now what? Wait, so go and re-register right at that moment, or you have enough time to complain.
Right,
that's the key. Whatever you moved. They don't tell you that you supposedly voted in another state.
Your district lines, and now where you were voting before, they've now redrawn the lines, and now you have to go somewhere else. Did you guys hear about that example in Georgia where the husband and wife?
Yeah.
By the way, I met them.
Did you?
Yeah, it's the pastor of the well, of course, it's a pastor of the church, American church.
Yes.
He and his wife were sent to 2 polling places, and then she was given a provisional ballot. Don't vote provisionally. It's just a placebo ballot. It makes you think you voted, but you haven't. And I want to emphasize the chance of you getting a provisional ballot is 900% higher if you're black than if you're white. This is the apartheid ballot. Don't stand for provisional balloting. And I just talked to Santita Jackson, the Reverend's daughter this morning.
She went to Howard, you understand that?
Yeah, and she was given. They tried to give her a provisional ballot. And she wasn't going to take that. And that almost ended up in it was close to violence, but she demanded, and I recommend this, that you get a judge, a voting judge. They're always available to adjudicate that you have the right to a ballot. She got one. In fact, a friend of mine in Hollywood who was told he had to have a provisional ballot actually went out on the street. I kid you, I can't make this up. This is Carrie Harrison, a great radio personality in LA, grabbed a cop on the beat, had the cop come in and say, tell her she's stealing my vote by giving me one of these fake provisional ballots. And the cop said, give him a ballot.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
See, this is what Democrats should be doing. They should be doing a re-registration campaign.
Well, that's why there's a message there. A re-register. Yeah. And that's why I was asking Greg when we were off air if there is an optimum time to re-register to vote.
The earlier, the better. Because the thing is
I'd register twice. I'd re-register and then re-register again.
I like that idea too.
Just to be sure.
I like that idea too, because one of the main things that Trump complained about was a lot of these polls were kept open late on voting day. Because it's like, how do you cut it off? If you're in line by the cutoff time, you still should be able to vote. But they were saying, no, these polls are kept open later.
And here's the trick. They reduced the number of polling stations in African American areas
to cause the line.
In fact, if you see, in fact, there's a scene in The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, and obviously it's a documentary. It's not actors. Okay, I'm in line in the black voting with black voters. In Dayton, Ohio, the line is 5 hours long. Then I go to the suburbs of Toledo to see how long the lines are. And I show this in the film. There's no line. There's a little line, which is the voting. The voting people are lined up to wait for you to come in, and they'll give you coffee and cookies. Black people this is October, remember?
They're just making it difficult.
It's freezing. You got people waiting 5 hours in freezing cold in the parking lot of some state building.
I had to wait an hour. I voted early.
Really?
Yeah.
I voted early here, and it was my wife and I
we walked in. I walked right in.
But we voted in September. The day that early voting started in Illinois, we voted that day. We were ready.
They beat the system.
And so
wait. Let me get a couple calls in.
Sorry.
Can you carry it over?
Oh yeah.
You ain't gonna forget, are you?
Nope.
At your age, you know what happened.
Oh my God.
Got you beat by 5.
Not today, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get what's up with Paul in Seattle. See if he's done his dishes yet. Paul, what's up, man?
Well, Dave's sounding hot today, man. And I know why.
Why?
It's 102 in Sacramento.
102
in Sacramento.
It's hot.
That's why Dave's so cranky today.
Yeah.
But he's always just a little cranky.
You just a regular Dr. Phil, man. You just got him pegged.
I love it when Paul calls.
Yeah, me too.
He gives us so much information.
Well, I got to tell you, let's see what Greg thinks of this.
Okay.
I think that Chris Kovac and
in his database. There's more nefarious motivations here than just this interstate cross-check and screwing up with it. I think that because with interstate cross-check, he needs complicit and compliant states. The red states are willing to do that. That doesn't happen here in Washington State or in California. And as a matter of fact, how I know I'm registered is I get a ballot. I just got one the other day for a primary. So I know I'm on the rolls because we have all mail-in elections here. So I think what they have in mind is to start cutting into the blue states by turning this data over to the Justice Department so that so Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions, Foghorn Leghorn, can start harassing people in these states.
Absolutely. In fact, I talked to the one, I don't know if you remember a few years ago when George W. Bush fired a bunch of federal prosecutors.
Yep.
They were all actually Republicans, and what they had in common, and this did not come out in the press, is they all resisted the demand of George Bush's Justice Department to start indicting so-called fraudulent voters. They'd give them a list of voters to harass. And like David Iglesias in New Mexico, he's a Republican. He said, I was running all over the mesas looking for these fraudulent voters. There wasn't one. You know what they told him, the Republicans officials? They said, well, just arrest someone, charge them, and then after the election, a federal charge? This is not the Soviet Union.
And that's when that's when everybody started hearing about ALEC.
Yeah, that's the Koch's organization, their Koch lobbying organization.
I'm still confounded by the people that we rely on to combat this. Where in the hell are they?
Where are they?
Let me say one more thing here.
Yeah.
This is playing with fire. In fact, this is playing with the beginnings of a civil war. You look back how the American Civil War started. It was one terrible president, James Buchanan, a very terrible Supreme Court decision in Dred Scott versus Sanford, and you got the same kind of thing of a terrible president and a terrible Justice Department. And what was it all about? It was about what the Dred Scott decision said was that, in his opinion, Roger Brooke Taney wrote that the black man has no rights which the white man is bound to respect. And he said in this 24-page decision that blacks they can't be citizens, which was patently false because blacks already were citizens in every state. There were blacks who were citizens in every state, and some blacks who voted in these states because they were property owners. Not all blacks were poor. Some of them were property owners and some of them. So what he said in his decision was patently wrong. So we have a terrible president who's working for a fascist worldwide oligarchy, and he's got his henchmen, Jeff Sessions and Chris Kobach.
Doing his bidding.
He's the one who came up with, Chris Kobach came up with self-deportation.
Well, you're a bucket of cheerfulness.
To take their salary butts out of this country. That's what he really wants, and they're going to try and cut into the blue states. Here's the solution: economic civil war, and that is this.
Okay.
The blue states can say, we're not going to do business with vendors from red states, and now the state can't proclaim that, but I've actually told my governor in Washington, the state does not have to purchase anything from states like Indiana. This is when Pence passed the discrimination against LGBT in North Carolina, and I've put to my representative, we should have an executive order by the governor here that we will not buy anything. The state will not buy anything from other states who pass laws that can be discriminatory against
California. I think the California did that.
Yep. And then the other thing is vendors themselves. I mean, just anybody who owns a store doesn't have to stock anything that's made in a state that discriminates against people. Right. If you're involved in interstate cross-check, you're on the list of
Hey, Paul, I got to move, man. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Paul. The Republicans are fighting hard against this. They really have this in their crosshairs, and they're fighting because they do not want to lose control. That's really at the crux of this. This is all about them losing
I can
their
understand
control.
that.
They don't want to lose control.
If I had control, I'd want it too.
Yeah.
Not this way. I ain't trying to win this way.
No, not this way.
Not to the detriment of other people. That you so-called say you're an American.
Yeah, but you and I can say that, but they don't care.
No. My point is that it's complete hypocrisy on the conversation of we're Americans. That's not a conversation that's honest and real.
That's true.
I'll tell you what I think about that when we come back. The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Everything people.
This is Melanie Martin Ware, Howard University alumni, class of 1990. Keep listening to The Family Meeting.
I told the niggas, please let us pass friends. I said, please, because I don't.
The Law Office of Darnell Lyles is ready to help you. Whether it's personal injury, criminal, DUI, and OWI, nursing home, product liability, it doesn't matter. Call 219-939-9-LAW. That's 219-939-9529. That's right. When you're driving and get into a wreck.
You better call Darnell.
Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI?
Think you better call Darnell.
Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony.
I think you better call Darnell.
Purchase a product that causes you or loved one harm.
I think you better call Darnell.
When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home.
I think you better call Darnell.
That's right, you better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now. 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
This is Richard Chu, owner of First Capital Insurance Group, and my message is do what is doable. We each have a different measure of financial success. My mission is to help you define your financial goals in light of a realistic budget and time horizon. I want you to have a great year and a great life, but we have to keep it real. Is your retirement plan giving you the protection, interest rate, and cash you'll need in retirement? If you've had issues with your 401k, IRA, or other financial programs, give us a call. We have proven solutions and we can help. My direct number is 312-243-3907. Let's talk soon. Or visit my website, firstcig.com. That's the number 1, stcig.com.
It's with an H?
I'm Teresa McDonald, and here are the top stories we are following here at the family meeting. A majority of American adults believe the idiot has done something illegal or unethical with Russia, according to a new poll. 54% now believe he has done something illegal or unethical, compared to 49% in February, a Marist poll found. Opinions were split among party lines, with 73% of Republicans saying Trump has done nothing wrong at all, 15% saying he did something unethical but not illegal, and 4% saying he has done something illegal. 41% of Democrats, however, believe Trump himself did something illegal. 39 say it was unethical but not illegal, and 13 think he hasn't done anything wrong. The poll also found a high level of skepticism regarding whether Russia interfered in U.S. elections last year, even though the U.S. intelligence community has concluded that Moscow did. Arts and craft giant Hobby Lobby was pilloried last week after it agreed to forfeit over 5,500 pieces of illegally smuggled Iraqi antiquities it bought in 2010 to promote passion for the Bible. Yes. Wait, what? A Christian company that fought all the way to the Supreme Court to not provide contraceptives on the basis of religion was caught stealing? Yes. That happened. That Hobby Lobby. It also turns out that this wasn't the first time Hobby Lobby got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. An attorney for the retailer confirmed to NBC News that the $3 million it will pay to the feds to settle a civil case isn't a fine, but a payment to cover unspecified items that were improperly brought to the United States back in 2009. Yes, even before this 2010 thing. Listen, online, many people piled onto it. With more than one sayings like, I know Hobby Lobby is big on the 10 Commandments, but did they miss the one about thou shalt not steal? And then another one said, hypocritical credence. Preach one thing, but practice another. The Green family, which owns Hobby Lobby, pleaded naivete in doing business with dealers from the Middle East. Go figure. And finally, the IRS says it is still waiting on its cut from Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. from his 9-figure payday against Manny Pacquiao. The undefeated boxer, nicknamed Money, owes $22.2 million in taxes. Notices show the balance unpaid as of March 6th.
He's been in jail before. He knows this life.
Poor baby. The lien was filed with county officials in Las Vegas in April, and the boxing champ last week filed for a temporary reprieve with the U.S. tax court. Still, the boxer, who regularly flaunts his wealth, defended himself on Facebook on Monday, saying his empire is rock solid and the IRS just wants to be a part of the Money May show.
He's so damn dumb.
Trust me, Floyd. Uncle Sugar gonna get his money. Visit our website, TFM Radio Show, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for archived audio and video. By the way, today's music, Eric, oh my gosh, I'm loving it. As well as our music playlist, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at TFM Radio Show. The news today is brought to you by WellCare. Get more out of your health care when you have Medicare and Medicaid. Healthcare events are scheduled in your area. Join us.
You missed a good one on the 15th, too.
Oh, man.
They had chicken.
The head chicken. The next one is coming up at 10 a.m. July 21st in Chicago, 2231 East 95th Street. Call 312-292-1591 for more info. I'm Teresa McDonald, and this has been your TFM Radio Show News. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of Greg Palace and the family meeting.
Yep.
You're listening to Chicago's only independent progressive talk station, 820 AM WCPT Willow Springs and 92.5 WCPT FM DeKalb, Chicago's progressive talk.
It's time to start feeling better about your health care. A WellCare Medicare Advantage plan may reduce your health care costs. You may be eligible for benefits you don't even know about. If you're new to Medicare, have both Medicare and Medicaid, or have limited income, now may be the right time for a WellCare health care plan. Don't wait any longer. Get the coverage you deserve and call 1-877-MY-WellCare to start having more benefits and more money in your pocket. With WellCare, you'll feel better about more than just your health care. Let us help you understand your options. Call now to set up an appointment with your neighborhood agent or to find out about a WellCare event in your area. Call 1-877-MY-WellCare today or log on to wellcarenow.com and you'll feel better in no time. Some plans are available to those who have medical assistance from both the state and Medicare. Please contact WellCare for details.
Polaris is introducing a new way for you to get empowering financial advice, save and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Now a lot of people think this is easy as it looks. Books and books and mind concepts and hooks. Session to session to get thoughts manifesting. Stressing and stressing to hit the world with a blessing. A lot of people often ask, well, how you giving back? The way I give back is through the knowledge of my raps, like a gym. For all my people caught out on the limb who be giving in, caught out on the stem who don't want to win. I'm feeling you, I know you getting down.
Hey, this is Stephanie Miller. Be sure to tune into my show Monday through Friday, 8 to 11 a.m. But right now, keep listening to The Family Meeting on Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT, AM and FM.
Seems to me the Democrats need to let something go to their heads.
Oh, I so agree with
For
you.
heaven's sake. Feckless, man. Did you see Nancy Pelosi get in front of the mic this week and rave about Russia?
I did.
And she had a crowd of them behind her.
Right.
What are y'all doing? What are you doing?
It's like Richard said.
They
are letting Russia dominate the conversation right now, and it should not be that way. Not when we have this kind of massive theft happening.
I heard a comedian once talk about how dumb a child is. You can jiggle your keys in front of this child, and if you put the keys behind your back, as far as that child is concerned, it disappeared from the face of the earth.
It disappeared.
It's not here anymore.
The distractions. It's just the distractions. There's no other way to put
We
it.
can't keep sending those kind of people to Washington.
No, I think you got to grab some of the calls, Eric, and get the questions that Nicole has. But
You're not the boss of me.
I know that, but I'm just saying some will be quick, so I know you got to take over. Distractions, misinformation, misdirection, that's the game. Democrats have got to be ready, willing, and able to deal with that and to deflect it.
Or go home.
Or go home. It's good. Back to Eric's point for 2 solid years now. These doggone Democrats that we've elected on a national level and a state level are too damn weak.
Reverend Jackson shouldn't have to corner somebody in the damn basement to deal with this.
They're too worried about. Eric and I talked about this on Friday. We were at a fundraiser, and I said the Democrats that are in leadership now are too worried about what they have got or have attained. And that's different than giving up power. I think that's different than giving up power. It's too worried about losing some sort of privilege and not willing to really dive in the deep end of the pool, life is over or not. I said this to Eric on Friday.
Man.
They've gotten so comfortable. It's like,
don't forget, I want to throw in, excuse me, Greg Palast. The guys that are in charge of the Democratic Party now were elected by these purged, bleached voter rolls, okay? So that, in effect, the incumbents are all together in one deal. In other words, if you let everyone register to vote, you'd have a very different Democratic Party. You know, that's one thing. It wouldn't be Chuck Schumer's party. It would be a very, very different party. You know, and look at what's happened, even with the California primary where I was, you know, there's still 1 million ballots that have not been counted. This is official from the Secretary of State. So you're talking about a very different party. That's an all Democratic state. And some of the worst vote suppression I've seen was like in New Mexico, where Hispanic Democrats, the elite Hispanic Democrats, like Bill Richardson, that's a real Hispanic, but he's William Richardson, the Hispanic Democratic governor, was wiping out the votes of the poor Mexicanos, as they call themselves. And we had precincts where not one person voted for president of the United States in the poor areas. And so, and why would the Democrats do that to Democrats? Because all politics is local and all vote theft is local.
So they're culpable in this.
They got their hands dirty, and unfortunately,
yeah, I mean they
do okay with it.
They have their own agenda
so
as well.
Somebody's going to get choked. That's what's going to happen.
Hit in the throat.
Well, you just heard what Paul said. We're headed towards a civil war.
Nicole, before I say something bad, answer this question.
Okay.
Cussing in a minute.
We're getting a lot of good questions in on Facebook and Twitter. You can find us on Twitter at Greg_Palast and on Facebook at Greg Palast Investigates. We've got some very revealing information. Reed the Jetsam on Twitter says, I worked at the Orange County Clerk's office in California. Provisional ballots will not be counted. So that's coming from the horse's mouth from an insider, right? Yeah. So, talking of that, we know what the problem is. Linda Thomas on Facebook wants to know, how can I find out if my vote is being counted? As you've seen, I've got a common middle name. And then to follow on, that was Linda Thomas. And to follow on from that, Steve Skoll wants to know if when we're going to get a paper trail for voting. And to follow on from that, Stephen McQuillan asked Greg, how can anyone sue the perpetrators over cross-check? So a few things to think about there.
That's a lot. That's like taking the SAT with all those questions. Okay, this is Greg Palast. Number one, a lot of the answers are in the movie, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy.
Go buy the movie, man.
Go to Amazon or drop by.
How much is the movie?
People have to see
I think it's $3 for a download.
$3?
And
Come on, man.
You can buy the disc for.
You go to Amazon and give the man $10 for the damn movie.
No, you're gonna do that. Go to gregpalast.com, donate. We'll send you the movie.
Do that,
and that's tax deductible.
We gotta keep Greg on the road.
Okay. And so here's the thing, though. Like, what number one, can you sue? Yes, we're working. I was saying that we're working with Barbara Arnwine, the nation's top voting rights attorney, who said yesterday when I was meeting with the Reverend Jackson that she is trying to put together a team to take this suit, to get into the courts. One of the problems is we have to get the names of the victims, and they're keeping them quiet. You show up and all you know is that your name's not there. You don't know that you've been accused of voting in Oklahoma with a different middle name. Okay. All you know is that your vote's missing. So for example, we need the Democratic governor of Virginia. Are you listening, Terry McAuliffe?
Probably.
Okay. You want African-American votes. Now, could you do us a favor and protect those votes? Now, so one of the things we want to do is put the wood to Terry McAuliffe, the governor of Virginia, who's still in the cross-check system. Get out of the cross-check system, but we want him to open his files so we can get the names of the victims and therefore sue on their behalf, get them back on the voter rolls, and expose this whole thing. The problem is that some Democrats are they're still remaining complicit. He's still in the cross-check system and making excuses, not
because
him.
Without that information, not to cut you off, you have to be able to create a class with this cause.
Okay. So Richard is giving us the technical details. He's got the law degree. So here's the deal, man. You can't sue unless you get the exact names of those victims, and they're withholding them. I got the names of the people they accused. They try to withhold them, but we have legal tricks. I don't hack in or anything, but we have legal tricks that I've learned over the years how to get these things out of their hands, but they are really stonewalling us on giving us the names of
everybody, or just Republicans, or Republicans and Democrats.
But this is our problem right now. We have to we think that we can get Terry McAuliffe, the Democratic governor of Virginia. They removed in 1 year 41,673 voters, accusing them of voting twice. Not one of them was arrested. You vote twice, you should go to jail.
Right.
If you're accused,
if you're convicted of that, they have to find that out. So
you know what? But if
is that
accused,
even happening?
You shouldn't be losing your vote,
right?
Unless they can prove it. And then
until you've actually been prosecuted.
There's been 6 people in a decade now. That means billions of votes have been cast. Because many elections. 6 people have been convicted of voting twice. Idiots. And by the way, usually Republicans.
But why aren't our elected officials sitting here listening to you now? Why aren't our elected officials, especially the Democrats, shouting this from the rooftops at every single chance they get? Is it because, like you said, they're complicit in this, they're culpable, like Eric said? And one of our viewers on YouTube is asking the question. He says the Democratic leadership is afraid that raising the voter suppression too much will it make people feel defeated and not even try voting?
Oh, that's a line I hear from the Democrats. Oh, don't tell people their vote may not count. They're being. It's like, come on now. If someone steals your wallet, your response is, well, maybe I'll just take the rest of my money and just leave it outside my door because, what the heck, I'm not going to fight back. Okay, that's absurd. And so the Democrats use that. You know what the real reason is? Let's be blunt. They don't want to be seen as the Black Party. Okay. Now, I'm the reporter who, back in 2000 for the Guardian BBC, I uncovered that Black people were removed from the voter rolls of Florida being called felons, criminals not allowed to vote. Every single one of those Black people were innocent.
Yeah, they were not.
The Democratic Party would not defend them because they didn't want to be seen as defending felons.
Because of what Miss Harris did.
Yeah.
What was her first name?
Catherine
Harris.
Cruella.
Cruella.
When we finish here today,
yes,
I'm gonna stay here for a few minutes.
Yeah,
because I'm afraid I'm gonna go out and choke somebody.
Well,
it's first person I see gets choked.
Yeah. Listen, last week we stayed how many minutes past the time the show was over? We're just talking about some of the same things that we're talking about now. Yeah. Getting the money out of elections is
it's maddening to hear that it's happening, but it's even more maddening to see the people that you expect to fight it sit on their hands.
That are elected officials.
Yeah.
Local, state, federal.
Yeah.
Sitting there going, well, but complicit.
I need y'all with me. Because if I encounter one of them clowns, I'm gonna check.
I need everybody to go to vote.org right now and check to see if they're registered. That's what I need.
I'm actually going to be attending. I was telling Greg this earlier. A Jan Schakowsky event that's coming Friday.
Choke her when you get there.
I'm walking right up to her. To Jan,
Congresswoman,
because I've known her for a number of years, and I've written her checks. So Jan,
tell Jan we got a seat for her right here.
Right, we're gonna get on the show.
No. Just choke her.
No.
I have to say that she's one of the Congresswoman Schakowsky is one of the few Congress people, one of the only members of the White Congressional Caucus that actually stood up on these issues. Bless her.
Okay, give her a hug.
I will, but I'm going to let her know.
We got to see.
And what's the action plan?
For her.
Yeah. Okay, stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
I can stand on my own. I'm magnificent. I'm a queen on the throne. I'm magnificent. I'm the magnificent. Say what? I'm the magnificent. Say what?
The name of my business is Mrs. Indecent Exposure. We are an intimate aromatherapy, massage, bath, and body shop. We have the best aromatherapy, bath, and skincare products available. You can find us in Chicago and on the World Wide Web. We're located at 6916 West North Avenue in Chicago, 3 blocks east of Harlem Avenue, 773-417-3223. Mrs. Indecent Exposure, MRSNDEXPO.com.
I'm Dorothea Board of the Democratic Women of the South Suburbs. Democratic Women of the South Suburbs, with help from Indivisible South Suburban Chicago, is hosting a gubernatorial forum with all 8 Democratic candidates for governor. It will be on Saturday, July the 22nd, 10 a.m. at Prairie State College, 202 South Halsted, Chicago Heights. We're bringing the candidates south. You can contact Democratic Women of the South Suburbs at IllinoisDemocraticWomen@gmail.com and like us on our Facebook page. We want you, the voters of the South Suburbs, to come to this event and get to ask your questions of the candidates. All 8 of them will be there. All 8 of them will be answering your questions. This is an opportunity for you to come and get yourself educated and to ask your questions in the South Suburbs. Contact Democratic Women of the South Suburbs, ILDWSS@gmail.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. All benefits are subject to policy definitions, limitations, and exclusions. For details, visit qualitylifeinsurance.com.
Quality of life means health and peace of mind. Quality of life insurance means protecting your family if you die, but it can also provide income if you suffer a serious illness or injury and need financial help to maintain your lifestyle.
To find out more, contact the Polaris Insurance Agency. Visit polarisadvice.com or call 312-951-2606 to learn about how we can help you make a plan for your future. That's 312-951-2606.
Is your child prepared for the school year? Getting started early means a better chance of getting ahead. Masters Plus Tutoring in Homewood is the program that works. No matter what your child needs to prepare for the coming academic year, better study habits, organizational skills, or time management, Masters Plus can help. In fact, they tutor students in all subjects from kindergarten through college. Perhaps ACT, SAT, or Catholic high school prep are in order. Just visit mptutors.com and request a consultation. All sessions are taught by certified instructors in a private one-to-one setting to ensure each student receives individualized instruction. Whether your child is at a basic level or reaching for advanced placement, Masters Plus Tutoring can help. Call 708-798-8400 or visit them on the web at mptutors.com. Mention WCPT and you'll receive a $25 tuition credit with a purchase of 4 hours or more. That's mptutors.com.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. La 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 la. La 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 la. This is how we do it. La 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 la. This is how we do it. It's Friday night and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40.
This is Rodney Harrington. Welcome back to the family meeting. So y'all got to watch me. Don't take me to see Jan. Don't do that.
No, Jan is cool, and it's not about
until she gets choked.
Well, that's not. Jan don't want me to get choked. We need to get Jan to buy in and keep moving forward.
See, what we got to do is walk around and threaten to primary all these people.
That's better than choking.
Absent inviting Greg in to give him everything he knows, they need to be primary.
Yeah. To some, a huge threat of being primary.
Yeah.
Because too many Democrats have, again,
but isn't that the reason why we have primaries? So we can
go and say, hey, do a peekaboo.
But watch.
Do a peekaboo on them. They're, now, as much as we say that and we believe it, and with Greg's information and all the things that he's doing, we still have to have a direction with all the energy. I mean, I've always believed that you can be about, and I mean the word be, not, but you can complain about as much as you want to, but what's the direction you're going to take the complaint? And what's the outcome? I think I operate pretty much on what's my outcome. My outcome with all this is to change the numbers of the Senate and the House of Representatives and the governor's mansion. That's my outcome.
Well, I would halfway agree with you, because if we put the same kinds of people we have in now, whatever party they're in, or whatever political gang they belong to, I'm still not happy.
So add to that what Eric just said, and that's the outcome. It's to put the people in place, change the numbers with people who will get stuff done. Not just people that are going to go in and be another mouthpiece. We need more and more Democrats. And trust, I said this to you on the phone last week. We need to have Democrats that are willing to bring a baseball bat to. I mean, people say bring a knife to a gunfight and all that. Whatever.
Like Eric says, they show up looking for a hug.
They should bring a baseball bat and clank it on the street and say, "Look, y'all, we're here to do some damage. Get some stuff done." We don't have enough Democrats, local, state, and federal, that are willing to do that. And let me call out another group of people that we need to get our hands in their faces, and that's Democratic-owned businesses. I'm talking about, and I'm going to call out some folks that everybody will recognize. I don't care, Michael Jordan, if Republicans buy sneakers. To repeat history. We need to call out the Oprahs and the Michaels and the Tigers and the Magics, and I'm speaking of black business owners that are Democratic, and some of the high-powered white Democratic business owners. We need to call them out too, as much as we call out the Republicans, the Republicans, sorry, the Democrats that have been elected to office. They need to step up, because if you own a business and your primary demographic is failing, or a large part of your demographic is failing economically,
and you're not saying
that you're a doggone fool.
You've chosen the opposition.
So what were the questions you saw on YouTube?
Okay, for Camp C. Let's see, Cam C. Girl, I'm not even going to butcher your last name. She wanted to know if Illinois, she said she was forced to electronic vote because I voted early. She said she doesn't trust electronic machines. Anyway, we could get a law saying everyone has a right to a paper ballot.
Yes, some states allow you to say, I will give me the paper ballot instead. That's number one. But Illinois apparently doesn't. I don't know. The big thing, though, is a lot of states, like I believe Illinois is one, uses the Scantron system where you fill in bubbles and then a machine reads those bubbles. Okay. Now, the thing is, that is a kind of paper trail. The only problem with that is that if you complain and you want to recount it, as they did in Michigan, when Jill Stein, the Green Party, says she will pay for the recount, Donald Trump's lawyers stopped that recount. You know what happened? Here's what happened in Detroit, by the way. It's in my film, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy. Like what happened. Okay. Agent Orange supposedly won Michigan by 10,000 votes. 75,000 votes, 75,355 to be exact, were not counted. The ballots were not counted in Detroit and Flint because the machines broke down, so they couldn't scan those ballots. So you have a whole bunch of unread ballots. And by the way, why did the machines break down? It's because the Republican state officials had taken over those cities because they were bankrupt, so they were under receivership. The county, Wayne County, which is Detroit, said our machines have broken down. Give us new machines. The Republicans wouldn't let them do it because they didn't want those ballots counted. Now, here's the deal. Trump went into court. Trump said, his lawyers said, Jill Stein, this Green Party woman, she can't demand a counting of those ballots because
she suffered no harm.
She suffered no harm because you can count the ballots all you want. Jill Stein ain't going to be president.
Right.
But Hillary Clinton's lawyers were in the courtroom in Lansing, Michigan. The judge said, if Hillary Clinton wants these ballots counted, we'll count these ballots. Now, remember, 75,000 ballots in Detroit, Trump victory of 10,000.
Don't tell me.
And her lawyers said nothing. When they were asked, what does Hillary Clinton say? They said, we're here just to observe. And this is the problem. Hillary Clinton and the Democratic leadership have decided that they can throw away your vote, that your vote doesn't count. Now, everyone asks me, why didn't she say, let's recount the vote? Because remember, she said ridiculously that no one has ever challenged the veracity of the presidential vote in America. Al Gore went to the Supreme Court. Whatever you say about him, he did go and challenge the vote in 2000. The election was stolen from America. We lost, okay? We ended up with Shrub, who then took his illegitimate election and
took us to
rammed us right into Iraq.
So now I got to choke Hillary.
And isn't this ironic that in that election of 2000, that it was Al Gore who had to actually certify
the vote of the Senate?
Vote, yeah.
He was still the president of the Senate because he was vice president of the United States.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he had to certify his own loss.
So let me get a couple of calls here because people have been holding for a long time. Let's go with Paul, Northwest Side. Paul, what's up, man?
Yeah, hi. I recall one time when Greg appeared on Joanne Reed's AM Joy program on MSNBC. The bosses told her never again.
I don't know if they told her never again. Let's face it. Look, they want, Joy Reid is a joy for all of us. Because, here's a Harvard-educated lawyer who said, okay, I'm going to do television because maybe I can make the boob tube less boobacious. And
is that a word?
Yeah, it is.
Look that one up, man.
Kind of like wonderfulness.
Yeah, but she's going to make it. She's going to try to unstupid television.
Why does MSNBC keep passing her over for
boobacious?
I don't know. I'm just going to guess. I don't know.
Look in the mirror, Tressa.
They want to talk. Look, they want to talk about Russia. And so and I have a tough time with that. I can't. I mean, I was asked even on her show too, aren't you worried that the Russians, just before the election, will hack into the machines in Ohio? I said, I worry that the Republicans who have the codes and the access and the motive are going to break into the machines in Ohio. I don't have to. You don't have to train a Republican. Some kid in Moscow does not have to train a Republican on how to not count black votes. They've gotten very good at it. They know how to do it. They don't need any extra help from anywhere else. And maybe there was help, but they don't need it. Chris Kobach. By the way, the other thing he's doing since as long as we're I want to leave you with this nightmare, which is that he has said on Fox News, and you should watch Fox to know what they're up to. This Chris Kobach, the vote thief in chief for Donald Trump, the head of his voter integrity commission, as he calls it, Elections Integrity Commission, has said that his new title allows him access, to all the files of Homeland Security. Okay. And what he's going to do is he's going to do like a cross check, but for alien voters. He has said, this Kobach guy and he's the source of Donald Trump's statement that 1 million aliens voted in the last election. So you got 1 million Mexicans who swam the Rio Grande to vote for Hillary.
The first thing they did is get a taco. And go get
right. Yeah. They all swam across with their registration forms. Me voto Hillary. This is ridiculous. So what? But while we laugh and it's crazy, on the other hand, what he's going to do is, and Florida started doing this. He's going to take the deportation files from Homeland Security, and he's going to say, Jose Hernandez was deported back to El Salvador, and believe it or not, there's a guy named Jose Hernandez on the voter rolls of Florida.
Who's a legal citizen.
And they're going to say, and you know what they're doing? They started this with Florida, by the way. Thousands of Latinos were told that they had to appear in court to prove they were U.S. citizens. Because her last name was Hernandez. Thousands. They did this in Georgia. This woman, Handel, who just supposedly beat John Ossoff, the Democrat in the special election in Georgia. She was Secretary of State. She was bleaching the voter rolls for herself so she could run. But she was one of the people who was sending out letters to Latinos telling them, you have to go to court to prove you're an American.
And that's a scare tactic because right now with the deportation and with the illegal citizenship right now, a lot of those people, that would have been a scare tactic to them. They wouldn't have showed up.
You want to take off a day?
Yeah.
A day from
For
work
some nonsense.
to go to some courtroom and
to prove that you're a citizen.
By the way, how do you prove you're a citizen, America? We are not Red China. We don't carry citizenship cards. The main document for proving you're a citizen is your certified original birth certificate or a certified copy of the birth certificate. Good luck. That's expensive. That's crazy to get one. Or a passport. Now, who has passports in America? Tell me the color. By the way, I called the Census Bureau and said, what's the racial breakdown on passport ownership? They wouldn't tell me. So we'll just have to guess. So how many homies in South Central in LA just came back from their vacation in the Alps with their passport, but that's an automatic right to vote if you walk in with a passport. Chris Kobach, Trump's vote thief in chief, has said he wants proof of citizenship before you can vote, and that's one of the things he's put in a secret memo, which ain't too secret anymore, to Trump. When they met in the
when he was holding in there.
Okay. So this guy Chris Kobach, he has a meeting with Trump. Supposedly he has a secret memo,
and you could see
you could see it. So we blew it up 100 times. His memo that he was showing, flashing out there, and one of the things said amend the National Voter Registration Act. Now that's known as the motor voter law. Because you go to the DMV and sign up, you get a new license. Because you moved into a state or you're 18 years old, you get your license and you can register to vote at the same time. That's federal law. He wants to add that you must show proof of citizenship. And how many 18-year-olds have a passport? How many even know where their parents stuck their original?
Wait, let's get a couple of calls here. Let's get Kirk from Cali. Kirk, what's up, man?
Hey, happy Sunday to everybody.
Likewise.
Hey, and Greg Palace, man, I am so glad to have you down there sharing the Sunday afternoon with my favorite radio show host.
I'm having a time of my life.
man,
he's a cousin now, man.
And besides, they've locked the door, so I don't have a choice.
Wait. Have they given you any of Tressa's good food?
No. Why you bring that up, Craig, man? Why you bring that up, man?
Some of the chicken and the ribs.
I didn't get any of this. I didn't know that.
Nor did I.
Titled.
Oh man, load that man a plate up before you leave.
We'll have to catch him the next time.
You got to come back, man, when she cooks.
That's right.
Hey, well, I wanted to share my story out here in California. Even though our governor is not participating in cross-check.
Hey, Kurt, I gotta get you a break in a minute, so go get it in for me.
Hey, man, well,
I know. Dude, we've been doing it, man.
Kurt,
get it in, Kurt.
We got to be alert. That's all, man. Because the Koch brothers, man, they were out here twice before the 2016 elections, and like that lady wrote in, you just read from Orange County, provisional ballots were not counted in Orange County. Got to be on the alert, man. So thanks, Greg.
Yes, I was in Orange County and I observed that.
Thanks, Kurt.
All right.
You know, it's that kind of day today, so y'all have to bear with me today.
It's okay. We got you. We got you.
Usually we get a lot more calls in, but the conversation's busy. We crowded in here today. It got hot. Did it get hot in here?
Just a little bit.
Too many black folks in one room to get hot.
We get it. I don't want to make any assumptions, but we had a little bit of balance.
See, we got a little balance today.
Y'all just hot though. Both y'all.
What about you? Suddenly
I think secretly I'm a werewolf.
I'm a cool breeze.
We know that.
I'm secretly a werewolf, so you know it's just how
secretly
I am.
a werewolf.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Why are we just learning this?
Well, I'm a panther, then you know panthers are cool.
Yeah, I'm a werewolf.
Okay, so y'all animals.
Love it.
I'm an erect human being. I'm standing upright. You guys are on our floors.
Listen,
I don't want to hear about your love life.
And I know we got to go to break. I actually been binging off of True Blood, the HBO series, because Nelson Ellis passed away.
Yeah.
So he was Lafayette. Yeah. That's why I say I'm a werewolf.
There we go.
I'm binging on Monk.
Yeah, Eric said the other day, you remember the show Monk? I'm like, yeah. He said, you like him.
Too funny.
Crying like this. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Don't ride the white horse. White horse. Don't ride the white horse. White horse.
Hi, I'm Chris Fulware, founder of itsashort.com. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris is introducing a new way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
The Law Office of Darnell Lyles is ready to help you, whether it's personal injury, criminal, DUI, and OWI, nursing home, product liability, it doesn't matter. Call 219-939-9-LAW. That's 219-939-9529. That's right. When you're driving and get into a wreck.
You better call Darnell.
Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI?
Think you better call Darnell.
Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony?
I think you better call Darnell.
Purchase a product that causes you or a loved one harm?
I think you better call Darnell.
When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home?
I think you better call Darnell.
That's right. You better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now. 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
Now that the bridge is on this side of the border,
Give me some of that.
why don't y'all come on over here with us? You want to walk the water? And if you ever should see a skunk shake his rump, tell him to come on over here for some snake funk in the dump, baby. Now we got this stick that will set you free. All you got to do is take a closer walk with me. And we got this thing
that's full of magic tricks. So come feel, if you will, the magic of the Dookie Stick.
This is Miss Lady B from Dance Factory Radio. Welcome back to the family meeting.
See, y'all wasn't ready for that, was you?
No, not at all.
Wasn't ready for Dookie Stick.
Not at all.
Let me do the chair bump in the cold over here.
Not the chair bump. She fell right into
She did. She looked straight up from the computer like, forget the computer. I'm doing a chair bump with Eric. I'm in. Yeah, no, you missed it. I had the angle. I saw. She went like, done. Let me get in this.
Good radio, right?
Chair bump, baby. Y'all ain't ready for that, man. Hey, listen, I learned something today, too, by the way. In addition to a whole bunch of things, I learned that bubicious is actually a word. It's a word.
Bubicious?
Yeah,
What Joy Reid?
I thought that Greg came up here making up words like my kids do, but it's a word,
actually
man.
Google bubacious.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least somebody else made it up.
H.L. Mencken invented that word. It's true. He's a journalist. Yeah. There you go.
So you're like Trump. You got great words. Huh? That's right. That's right. Okay, so we got like 10, 15 minutes left here.
Yes.
Right? Thanks for the chair bump, too. That was on, man.
Oh, she was right on point.
That's
with
right.
that.
She did. Didn't even take a deep breath. Just hit it. Bam.
That's right, man. I know what's up, man. That's the Dookie Stick.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So 15 minutes or so left. I got to get a couple of calls in here. You guys, when I put you on, sorry, I know you've been holding, but you got to take a minute because we got to get done here. All right. So don't be mad if you want to. Indifference is my motto. If you want to, you're wasting your time.
He said indifference
Indifference.
is his motto.
Sure. Okay.
He don't care. In other words.
That's going to be his campaign.
Well, you can kick rocks. That's what I'm saying.
Pound cement.
That's right. Let's get Matt here. Matt, happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
It's Matt. Matt, it's your birthday today?
Matt's 30 years old today, man.
Oh, tomorrow.
Oh, well, then bye. We'll talk tomorrow.
Happy birthday,
first of
Matt.
all, Richard, there is a movie, I forget exactly which one, but there is a character with the last name of Chu. And I kid you not, I think it's either an Eddie Murphy or Chris Simon movie, and his name is Ah Chu. And that is his name. So there is another person out there with the last name of Chu.
Is he black? Is he black?
Right.
Yeah. I'm dead serious.
Greg said they're going to get him in cross.
He's making that up. He's making that because he's already drunk. He's already drunk in anticipation of his birthday. He's just making stuff up now. Okay, man.
No, I do know I don't drink. But Greg's wife, hello. Greg, hello.
Hey.
So first, Eric, how many people do you have in that room right now? Seriously.
65.
Okay, so give me a number, like a real number.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's one other guy who wanders in and out. Is he over there?
7.
7.
Okay,
6 or
so
7.
next week, when you come on air, I want to know the other 5 people that you have hidden in that room that you will not disclose.
Come over here and say hi. Nicole said hi.
No.
Hello.
Say hi to me. How does
birthday boy? Listen. Terry's going to say hi to you.
count?
Hey,
How many people are in a meeting?
See, he's not listening. He's not listening.
No, I am listening. Hello, my dear. Hello, I love your accent. You are. But look,
wipe your mouth, man. Wipe your mouth.
No, I am. That's why I said.
You're kind of bodacious today, man.
Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that.
You got to use it 3 times to make it mine.
Small business flow, you have no idea that I go through every Sunday. But no, look. Here's the thing. How does you always get on that? You guys run that commercial where you say, "How does he bankrupt the casino? How does somebody do that?" Well, how does somebody not be able to count how many people are in a room? Is he just dumb? Does he think that we're not going to find out? This is 2017 now. If this was 1954, well, we wouldn't have that many sources to indicate how many people would be in the room. Unfortunately, we have everything. And the fact that he discloses information and then expects not to get in trouble for it. Does not reach a plea deal with somebody like Jack McCoy or something. They will come get you. And they are going to come get you, Mr. Donald Trump Jr.
Come on, man. We got to move, man.
They may not get you, Daddy.
You're ranting.
They're going to get you.
You're ranting, man. We got to move, man.
I rant every week.
I know, man.
I'll give it to you, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
First of all. Second of all, Greg, you got me straight tripping, boo. Bye.
That's his famous saying.
Yeah, Greg got him straight through. Let's see what's up with Mitchell. Mitchell, I got to give you a minute, man.
Okay, first of all, the recount was in Wisconsin. Jill Stein raised $5 million. And the reason why Clinton didn't want to get behind it because of the results. Trump had 195 votes, not a lot, but enough to make a statement.
Is that right?
And Jill Stein won in certain municipalities against Clinton. Give me a break. Also, regarding who knows how to throw an amazing national election like Illinois. If it wasn't for Sam Giancana, the Democratic machine, Kennedy doesn't get elected. So do your homework next time and realize that the real corruption comes from a great history.
Don't spit on the phone when you're talking, by the way. That's just basic advice.
Okay, so that's the whole thing. You're
okay, then you're gonna have to wipe this one off afterwards. Now, okay.
Hey, Mitch, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, Mitch, I do appreciate your thoughts.
I got it in there.
Yeah, hey, Mitch, thanks, man.
Okay,
Appreciate
so
it.
here's the answer. Number one, they didn't do a real recount in Wisconsin. You know what they did? Jill Stein of the Green Party paid to have the Scantron votes read by human eyeballs. It's an amazing machine because some people that if you use a red pen or a pencil, you put an X instead of a circle, the machine doesn't always read it. But the human eye is this amazing machine that can. And what happened was they played a little game. They said, you know what? You're paying for the hand recount, but we have a choice. We can just take the votes in Milwaukee. What color are the voters in Milwaukee? I don't remember.
Negroid.
So they're going to take the votes in Milwaukee and take those ballots that somehow were kicked out of the machine with no choice for president. And instead of reading them with the eyeball, we're going to put them back through the machine. So they call a recount. It's just the same dumb machine.
Yeah, and they found evidence of tampering with those machines.
Believe it or not,
some of those machines had their little tape missing. Yeah, it was cut.
And you know what? So the robot, believe it or not, gave the same robot answer, but a human eye would have seen that those votes. Because you have to understand it's called spoilage in the voting business. We had 100,000 votes spoiled in Wisconsin, so you could read those with your eye, but the machine couldn't read
wouldn't read
so
it.
if you read the Milwaukee votes and you read Madison votes, and you read the provisional ballots and counted those, because if someone's not an illegal voter, arrest them. If they're not, you read their ballot, their provisional ballot.
Where do they get this bad information about what happened? Is this a Fox News?
Lamestream media picks up what Fox News puts out, and then it's picked up by the others because they're lazy mother lovers.
And
that's my profession. American reporters have learned every trick in the book so they can take long naps, work short hours, and rewrite press releases. They are not reporters; they're repeaters. That's the problem.
I think it's just stupid, like Eric says, stupid people out there because you
intellectually lazy.
You posted on your Facebook page that piece from what's his name, the guy from Sirius or XM. He said,
Mark
listen, Smirkonish, yeah. About how the Trump voters called his show and were like, no matter the facts that he put out, that they were like, I just think this is the media lying. They just hate Trump. So it's no matter what they do.
Tristan, we're getting dumber having talked about it. I just feel like I ticked down a tick on my IQ just by talking about those idiots. Let's see what's on Tommy's mind today. Hey, Tom, what's up, man?
Well, I can do this in less than a minute. You know, professing to be wise, they have become fools. Because history records that those that are moronic and do not keep up with current and past events is why they repeat the same idiotic situation that we have right now. This thing started with Ross Perot, who clearly said that the Republicans and the Democrats all are together on the same team with peddling misery. We move up to 2017, and now here you are talking about the vote, acting like all of a sudden you become brain dead to what happened with the suppression of the vote, the gerrymandering, all of the redistricting that goes from the state all the way to the national level to get us to this point right now. And meanwhile, all the people will spin one against another. The Mexicans took my job. It's the colored people. The white people are supremacists and all the rest. And nobody wants to get to a simple thing that I told you in December of 16, which was the machines were hacked. And what we ought to be saying is the hell with everything, put the brakes on. And now we need to figure out why every time you turn around, you talk about the Russians. But no, nobody wants to do that. we'll just keep going around and around with this nonsense about what's going on, and nobody wants to simply admit that there's a problem with the voting system. And the reason why there's a problem, because we, the people, in order to form a better government, have been drinking, drugging, high, malign, and absolutely stupid. Keep listening to the family meeting. Hell, I'm putting some more barbecue on the grill. Goodbye.
He got it in today.
He did, Tom. He got it in.
Okay, Greg. So one of my goals today, you may not know this, in addition to getting information from Greg, is to find a way to start a movement. Because I think that on the tail of information like this, we should be outraged. And I don't see enough outrage. I think part of it needs to be generated by making sure that we can keep Greg on the road.
Well, I think number one, we have to have a
work your
campaign
ass
of
to death.
unstupid. We got to keep people unstupid, and that means you go to gregpalace.com and you get the latest investigations. You read my Rolling Stone expose. You watch a movie. How difficult is that, man? I'm not like assigning you to I'm not making March from Selma to Montgomery 50 miles, with crackers with billy clubs in the way. I'm asking you to watch a movie with Ice-T and Rosario Dawson.
Pay for it.
The best democracy money can buy.
But yours
either
is
go to
backed up
my
by
site or you
facts,
go
too.
it's a documentary. It's for real. Except Santa Claus, he's not real. That's actually Ed Asner.
What?
In a
come on.
Sorry about that. Ed Asner in a Santa suit in the film. But so watch the film.
Is he
the best
still
democracy
alive?
money can
Isn't he
buy.
like 150 years old?
Yeah, but he's fantastic. He's an
Yeah, Ed
amazing
Asner's
actor.
still alive.
And
How old is that guy?
He's 87 actually.
Man, he's younger than I thought. I thought he was old as hell. No, he's Mary Tyler Moore. Wasn't he like 70 and Mary Tyler Moore?
Yeah, she just passed away actually.
And he's still working.
Yeah, he's
still
working a lot.
yeah.
He's working. He was in my film, so you'll see him with Ice-T, and so that's not too painful. But it does require you to then, once you have the information, to act, and that means you're going to put some demands on people. And by the way, one of the last Democratic states in this racist cross-check system is the state of Illinois. Your Secretary of State, an African-American Democrat. Now, in all fairness, he joined Crosscheck before it was taken over by KKK, by Chris Kobach of Kansas. There used to be a form of Crosscheck which was that was not harmful.
Can he
but
withdraw us now?
So he can absolutely get us out of there
good.
before they take away.
So we need
the
to threaten him
democracy in
too.
this
We
state.
need
And
to
this is
threaten
vital
him.
because right now you got this election in Illinois for the governorship, and everything is on the line. And look, I'm not saying who should win or who I endorse, doesn't matter. But how about the idea that Americans should be allowed to vote? And if your crime is that you have a common black name and a common Hispanic name, and you fail to return a postcard because it looks like junk mail, you shouldn't lose your vote because you didn't return a postcard. Because you know what? It's only going out to minority voters. It's only going out to people with these common names that they can nail and say you voted in two
But
different states.
the answer is everybody should register every
And
year.
so you can
re-register.
Go online, for God's sake. It's not a big deal. You go online to buy a toaster on Amazon. Go online to the Secretary of State's office and say, check my registration.
Yep.
If it's not there, just fill in the form and they'll send you an electronic receipt for it. This is not.
Linda Thomas said she
that
just went
difficult.
online. Linda Thomas said she went online and she found out her information was good.
Good.
Yeah, I think that because Eric's question was, what's the movement? What's the direction? And going back to my feeling about, what's the outcome? The outcome initially, how do we start a movement? Using Greg's material, website, donations, all of that to keep Greg on the road.
It's the re-register movement.
But the re-register movement.
Absolutely.
And
do a hashtag re-register.
Yeah, that's a starting point. And that's not going to really cost a lot of money because the websites are already there. They're all at the Secretary of State's office per state. And we should make this effort start with the quote unquote blue states in this most recent election, if you will. Start with the messaging there. Because I am a believer in what Eric says, start with your strength. Let's not convince all the fools. Let's go with our strength that we have.
Exactly.
So, I don't know if that answers the question or not, Eric, in terms of the movement, but Greg's got a great platform. We use that. We leverage that. We make it even more national. We take it to the states where we can get Democratic voters to re-register right now.
And we're not going to be distracted by Russia anymore.
And by the way, if you have an organization or group that wants to do a showing even in your home, go to gregpalace.com. We will send you a free special hour-long version so you can have enough time for a discussion.
Not free.
That's our activist
Not free,
version.
Greg.
Look, I'll give it away. If you want to make a donation, that's fine. But I want people to see it.
Okay, you
and
tell
have
you
a
what,
discussion.
you email us info@TFM Radio Show. If you want a copy,
Yes.
I'll make a donation. He'll send you the movie.
Right.
There you
How's
go.
that?
Yes.
We're all in. We're all in on that.
We're all in on it.
It'll start with
Absolutely.
us.
That's all the time we have. I want to thank you for yours. Thank you for our guest today, Greg
Yes,
Palace. Thank you.
Greg.
Thank you,
And the
Greg.
support
Thank
team.
you.
And the Black Asian dude, Richard Chu. Nicole and Terry are here too. Who's the dude that walked in?
Dave.
Dave. I don't know Dave. And Lady B, thank you, girl. Tune into the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I'm your host, Eric Grant. Peace.
Never could we break up. Shop till you drop, cause the cream don't stop. Buy a bunch of outfits that's sexy and hot, so she can look good for Hep D. Overweight, loving MC. Rub you gently. You know it's Steve, big CEO, sex OT. Mac Gaines, similar next to Goldie Flex. You might feel me.
This is WCPT 820, where you can hear the Stephanie Miller Show every weekday, 8 to 11 a.m., because facts matter. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell doesn't have enough votes to get it approved.
I don't think right now he does. And the real problem we have is, we won 4 elections on repealing Obamacare, but this bill keeps most of the Obamacare taxes, keeps most of the regulations, keeps most of the subsidies, and creates something that Republicans have never been for. That's a giant insurance bailout super fund.
2/3 of Americans surveyed by the Washington Post and ABC News think the meeting between Donald Trump Jr. and a Russian attorney was inappropriate. Democratic Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal of Washington State says the House Judiciary Committee needs to hold hearings on the Moscow connection.
The Senate Judiciary Committee has, the House Intelligence and Senate Intelligence Committees have, but the House Judiciary Committee has yet to do that. And I swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution, and I am going to continue to try to push our Chairman Goodlatte, to actually address this issue. Let's have people in. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Skywatchers in parts of the lower 48 states may be able to experience a rare sighting of the aurora borealis.
The eruption of a huge sunspot on Friday gave birth to a powerful solar flare that lasted for more than 2 hours. That gave rise to a geomagnetic storm that's expected to arrive late tonight and into tomorrow morning. What scientists at the Space Weather Prediction Center call a coronal mass ejection, or CME, means auroras could be visible in parts of New England, across the northernmost parts of the Midwest and Plain States, and into the Pacific Northwest. Fingers crossed for clear skies to witness the phenomenon. I'm Jan Johnson.
S&P futures gaining more than 2 points. The Dow futures up 8. I'm Ann Cates.
You're listening to Chicago's only independent progressive talk station, 820 AM WCPT Willow Springs and 92.5 WCPT